Hey everybody, welcome to part 2 of this Real Housewives of Orange County recap. If you missed part 1, go check it out.
So Gina is literally warping her logic to make sure she does not have to change her mindset.
And she's like, but once again, me and Emily are being used as collateral damage in everyone else's bullshit. You guys are the ones who started this stuff with everybody because you don't have any scenes because nobody will shoot with you. So you go around trying to get everybody to fight with each other so you can stay on TV, okay?
So we are the collateral damage. Us. Yes. We're the ones who've dealt with Emily and Gina for so many years. Okay, we are damaged from you. So Heather is like, I was very close with you in the way that, like a wealthy person will always see that homeless person on the street and walk by and give them $1 every single day. It's close like that. And, why would I ever say anything about you other than just mocking you behind your back? And Gina's like, well, I was so focused on my own personal feelings with you that all I could see was like, Heather doesn't care about my feelings. And she's like not pulling me aside. And I was like upsetting. And it took the wind out of me a little bit. Oh, that's adorable to imply that you even own a sailboat. But yes, I can understand.
Yeah, except that she did pull you aside. And during that shit shoveling scene, she pulled you aside and said, hey, you should be careful with your boyfriend not to over complain. Was that great advice? Did you need it? Probably not. But she was like showing you that she was trying to be your friend, Heather also did take what you told her, which was a warning against trusting Tamra, and then use that against you by tattletaling right away. So Heather doesn't completely get off. Like, I can see why Gina would want to come for Heather in some ways. But still, this whole part is bullshit.
But that warning thing that Gina gave, Heather may have fucked that up, but like, Gina, you literally warned Heather that Tamra lies and manipulates, and then you just fully decided to hitch your ride to Tamra. I don't understand it. By the way, thank you for doing it because I've been really enjoying this season. So Heather's
she's like, you know what? But like, I got upset because I've been so upset thinking you were talking about me, and honestly, I have a pit in my stomach, okay? Because I care about you. And Heather's like, yeah, me too, you too, okay? Because if it was anybody else, I wouldn't have come. I mean, I'm being attacked for things that I didn't do. And by the way, Emily, I don't trust her. I was like, okay, why are you doing this? Okay.
Don't tell Gina that.
You know that she's just going to go tell Emily. Like, Heather, this is why you can never root for Heather. She just never does it right.
No, she messes up. And she goes, I don't trust her at all. I think she's going to the Tamra School of Friendship. And then we have an Emily being rude to Heather montage. And Heather's like, I think at some point people have to be held accountable for their actions. Everyone is so scared of Tamra because she hits below the belt and she is nasty and there's never accountability for any of it. And then she's like, and Tamra is the root cause of all these issues. Number 1. And this is great because she really does lay it all out. And we have Taylor saying, well, Tamra, you're the one who said that that Heather hasn't done anything since the 1900s. Number 2. Hey, bitch, did you talk to Gina and Emily about Shannon's relationship? Number 3.
You said it with a bunch of losers. You said it to me.
And then we come back, and she's like, Tamra has systematically taken each of my relationships and pulled them apart. Totally trashed my relationships. Which is kind of true, but
it's true.
That is the chaos that is Tamra, and you should be better prepared. You, better than anybody, knew Tamra. So the fact that you didn't come onto this show prepared for battle and start immediately turning everybody against Tamra is your own fucking fault. Like, you should know better. You got to play by Tamra's rules if you're going to come on this show. And I would hope that Heather, out of all people, would be smart enough to have turned all of this instead of running to Tamra for half a season and tattletaling to her to keep the blowback off of herself. I really wish she had risen to the occasion and come for Tamra.
Yeah. That being said, I just want to say this is why this season has actually been really excellent to me, because like Heather stating that, you realize that this has been actually a very cohesive season. Like, everything from the beginning of the season has stayed relevant to where we are now. And it's like you realize that this whole season has been about Tamra coming back and just literally dismantling Heather bit by bit by bit. And it's kind of like this. It's kind of like epic to see. I'm not saying I'm not saying it's good that Tamra did that, but when you really look back, you're like, oh, That's what this season is about. This is kind of amazing. It was one coherent storyline that had different branches, but it all made sense. And so, to me, A+, good season.
So now we're getting dressed up for the party, and Emily, what?
Because you went, You're like, Ben just had an editorial moment.
Well said. No comment needed from me. So now they're dressing up for the party, and Emily's talking to Annabelle, the model. She's like, do you like mommy's costume? She goes, why are you wearing biker shorts, idiot? You look stupid. She's like, oh, because I don't want to be naked, okay?
And then we go to John and Shannon, and Shannon wants John to wear a hat with his costume because he's dressing like a magician. We later find out, and he does not want to wear a little top hat. He's like, I don't like this. I don't like this hat. This is like corn. I do not like it. I don't like hats. I don't like corn. And you know this about me. I will not.
That hat
this hat is not happening.
You will
wear not happening.
John!
I will not wear it.
John!
I will not wear this hat. I will not. I'm going on my boat. I'm going on my boat right now.
So then we go to Tamra, and it's like, she's dressed like an evil clown, but she looks just like Tamra with red hair. I mean, it's the same thing. Like, no difference. So Eddie's shirtless in the makeup chair. She's like,
Are you excited to get to party, Eddie?
and he's like, thrilled. Just don't throw wine in anyone's face this time, babe.
Thanks, Eddie. So now we get to Gina's circus party. I hate this theme, by the way. I hate vintage circus as a theme. Like, it's really, I hate it. It's like the worst. It's like really the worst. So but by the way, really on brand for our week with Dr. Nincompoop. Okay. So Gina, of course, is a ringmaster, and Travis is dressed as a lion. Or maybe she's a lion tamer. Is she a lion tamer and then he's the lion?
Yeah, there's doubles of this. She's a lion tamer and he's a lion, and then also someone else is a lion and the lion tamer. I don't know. It's so stupid. I thought he was dressed like the Cowardly Lion, which I thought was
Jen is
funny.
a lion. Jen is a lion. And Ryan's the tamer. Ryan's sexy tamer.
Yeah,
shirtless tamer.
Emily comes in dressed like popcorn, and Shane is the butter, which is funny. And then Taylor is cotton candy.
And Taylor is
just like Taylor is like the Norma Desmond of this cast. Just like, I'm back, and I'm still talking about that cotton candy scene from season 1 of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills 10 years, 13, 15, whatever years ago.
She comes wobbling into this party. She is already wasted. And you always know when Taylor's wasted because her voice is sort of like a few octaves higher, because normally Taylor talks a little bit like this. But when she's drunk, she sort of talks like this. So she's like, hi, everyone. I'm Cotton Candy. Hi, from Oklahoma.
And this does look like a public park. I'm not really sure where we are. And Tamara's like, oh, who's saying Tamara's very appropriate? She's like a little Chucky doll coming in for her next skill.
Yeah, Gina says that. Gina calls her a Chucky doll. And then, Jen is the Cowardly Lion. And then they're all like, oh my God, like, Ryan, is this like the Thunder from Down Under? Like, whoa, sexy lion trainer. They're all surprised. I'm like, have you guys been to WeHo? People will wear literally like dental floss and are like, yeah, I'm a Victorian noble right now, you know?
Yeah.
It's just what happens on Halloween.
Yeah, like, wear a shirt. Emily's like, I mean, I get it. Okay, I get it. You work out, but you can at least wear a shirt. I'm like, okay, lady who's posing in her thong every day on Instagram because she's on a like working out journey. Like, okay, wonder if that advice changed at all in the past couple of months. So Shane, everybody's just kind of making fun of Ryan, right? And Shane's like, I'm butter. So then we see Taylor just getting shit-faced on 3 different screens. They just show Taylor drinking in different parts of the party, just getting drunker and drunker.
She's a real star. This is her episode. So then Shannon shows up. She's a fortune teller. I don't think it's one of her best looks personally, but she comes in and John is like a magician. She's like, well, this is look at this. This is amazing. Put your hat on, John. John, if you love me, you'll put your hat on. You put your hat on. He's like, I don't want to wear the hat. And it says in the caption, it says when everyone comes in, it's saying what everyone's dressed as. And so it says they call Shannon like Madame Bador or something like that. But then for John, it just says his costume is John Jansen in a suit.
Yeah. So Emily's like, Shannon's fortune teller outfit just looks like something Shannon would wear every day. Oh, I mean, at least hand me a taco. So then John is joking about his hat, and Matt, Gina's ex, is there. Fuck off, bro. Like, listen, Gina, forgive, I get it. You do whatever you need to do for your family. Get this fucking abusive piece of shit off of my TV. What are you guys gonna parade in Ryan next in a Tin Man costume? Get the fuck out of here with that.
Or we should be happy that Ryan wasn't there. He probably was like, I don't do Halloween. That's for queers and derelicts. So then Gina's saying that things are great with her and Matt. Like, we actually care. We don't. And then I feel like I've got like a lot of weight off my shoulders. And then basically Gina, they're talking about Heather. And Gina is saying that she says that Heather and Emily really need to talk because she feels really caught between them. And, I just, honestly, Emily, I think you're being more aggressive than normal for you when it comes to Heather. She's like, well, she did call us a bunch of losers. I'm like,
you are a bunch of losers. And Gina's like,
Yeah, but I met with Heather, and she shared with me that Tamra actually made a comment about us on a podcast, like calling us losers. So, like, why can she say that, but then Heather can't say that?
which wasn't the point. The point was that Tamra said it and Heather did not say it. And then when she got caught, she tried to make it sound like she was just repeating something Heather said, even though that was obviously just something she came up later because her fucking podcast was national. Please.
So then Emily has this warped logic. I mean, Tamara's been saying shit about me for 5 years, and this is why I don't give a crap anymore, because I've confronted her about it, and she just gave me a very generalized I'm sorry, almost in a way like she didn't know what she was apologizing for, but knew she had to say it so that way she could just get over one simple hurdle to be back on this cast. So in other words, I fully accepted it, and I don't think Heather's apologized. It's like, what? How is it that, like you just said, she's been dragging me for 5 years, but like, that's cool because I'm used to it, but Heather hasn't, so it's not nice.
Yeah. So she's like, I don't understand where the shift came from with Emily and Heather, but I mean, with Gina and Heather. But if Gina wants to make excuses for Heather, that's her relationship. I'm not doing it. Oh, I can't wait to apologize to Heather in about 5 minutes.
I know.
Stand strong, Emily. You stay strong over there.
And then Gina's like, I just want everyone to get along. Can't we just all get along? Can't we get along? I was like, okay, like Rodney Queen, you are the one who wants everyone to get along, and yet you're also the one who is exacerbating every single situation by turning it into like a giant drama that you're hearing from little bits and pieces of gossip. And when you have a chance to resolve it, you keep it alive by then changing what you're mad about.
So Tamara comes over. She's like,
Oh my God, hi everybody. What are we talking about? Heather? Did you met with Heather? I heard about it. So go ahead. Tell me what happened.
like Tamara's just so obviously trying to keep all of her ducks in a row. And now Taylor comes like stumbling over. And Gina's like,
Well, I don't think Heather's trying to trash anyone. I just think that Heather's hypersensitive. And Tamara's like, Oh yeah, but the problem with being hypersensitive, right? She wants to blame everybody else. And, she takes something and she twists it.
starts dancing around.
And she presents it.
And Tamara knows that she's kind of fucked in a way because her whole argument is built on bullshit, right? And you can tell because she's running right to everybody right after she sees them talking and is like,
Heather, we still hate Heather, right? We still hate her, right?
And she tells us
Gina was basically Heathermatized because the girls were exaggerating, and he's like, I love you, because I had my mom and dad, I had you with my mom and dad. Remember that? Tell me so I like it, Gina. Oh, I know how Heather works.
I'm gonna need Tamara to work on her wordplay. Heathermatized. I might just Heather. It just we need to workshop that a little bit. So now Heather walks in with Terry. He's wearing a shirt that basically says like Alfredo on it, and then she's dressed sort of like an acrobat, kind of. And Gina's like, "Oh my God, you look great!" And Tamara's. What is she? And Taylor goes, I'll tell you what she is. She's I'm just showing off my body. That's what she is. Soup abandoner.
whatever, hater. Don't be a hater.
No, Taylor's allowed to because she's drunk and hilarious.
That's a hater thing to say. So what about and that's coming from me, who is literally a hater. So Heather, what I liked about it was that Heather came dressed kind of in that skeleton-y thing, but her prop was a hula hoop. And I just love that because it's very Luann in that season where Bethany hated Luann and was trying to oust her from the group. And Luann showed up to her party in the Hamptons, and Bethany was like othering her and refusing to speak with her. And Luann just had that hula hoop that she was desperately like, look at me, I'm fun, I have a hula hoop.
That was one of the most strange uses of desperate prop work.
Yeah, so I thought it was very fitting here that Heather, the one being ousted, is carrying the hula hoop of doom.
I know. So her costume is Cirque du Bro, and Heather's like, I wanted to be a dolphin trainer, but apparently there are no dolphins at the circus. I actually did not even really understand what the circus was. I thought it was just a place where poor people threw peanuts at elephants, but it turns out it's a lot more than that. Anyway, so I dressed as a marginally successful actress wearing a very skinny costume. I thought that would work.
So Heather's like, hello, Emily. And Emily's like, hi, you have lipstick on your teeth.
Classic Emily. I feel like Heather's costume is just a step up from Whale Trainer. It's like her galactic fantasy nighttime whale trainer. I'm like, ma'am, your husband's wearing a t-shirt that says butter on it. Let's like pull back on the costume criticism.
Yeah, she's an ice cream. That's what she is. Yeah.
She's doing that like nod. We're sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does that.
Ice cream. Like her heart.
I just said a funny joke. So then I wrote down fun and games. I don't remember.
It's fun and game times. They're like someone's riding a unicycle. They're like, this is wacky. And then we have a scene where Shannon is with Taylor, and she goes, by the way, I love you, Taylor. And Taylor's like, yeah, I love you too. I'm not going to hump you, but you know I'm a lesbian, right?
Hey, give me that ice cream cone. And she like deep throats Jen's ice cream cone.
She tries to pull a cotton candy thing. It's her Norma Desmond moment. It's like her baby Jane moment, I guess I would say.
We're updating Taylor for 2023. Look, if Frasier's back, I'm back too. Did you know that Frasier's back, by the way? I saw a commercial for Frasier.
I did.
There's a new Frasier.
Yeah. And he's not a radio like therapist anymore. And Niles isn't on the show. And now he's back in Boston with a bunch of and now it's like the problems he has with his son. And it's kind of a reverse where Frasier is the snotty one, but the son is like the dad. The son became a fireman, which doesn't really make sense because the son in the original show was like a little Niles, right?
And they were like, we don't have Niles anymore, so we've decided to make Frasier just a little gayer, because the commercial he's like, don't sit on my La Croix pillows, not with jeans. I was like, what is this foppish Frasier? I mean, Frasier already had a certain degree of foppishness, but now they've really upped his foppishness. So I was like, but I was honestly floored. I was like, I cannot believe they brought Frasier back.
Oh yeah, they've been working on that for a long time. I love Frasier. I mean, that was a great show. So I don't know, please don't ruin it. Thanks, that would be great.
It's gonna be ruined. Sorry,
you think?
Hate to break it to you.
Yeah. All right. Well, back to this. So Taylor's deep throating her ice cream, like, make it a gift, make it a gift. And they're like, oh my God, that's so crazy. She's like, yeah, it's from my season. So welcome, everybody. Season 1 OG.
So then Tamara's like, hey, Shannon, we haven't even talked about what you talked about with Heather. Come on, gossip. So then we have a flashback of Heather and Shannon, and Heather's like, I felt like this summer we had such a breakthrough, and it was good. And then as soon as the head cheerleader came back, it's a different story. And so I said to her, Tamara doesn't care if you and I are friends, and I don't care if you and Tamara are friends. Yeah, she's intimidated. She proved that in Montana when she said her high and low. And then we got a flashback, which I totally forgot about, of Heather telling Shannon and Tamara that she felt kind of left out of all the fun that they were having together. And I was like, do we think this is the root of it all? Do we think that, like,
so low?
What?
To use that against somebody. Like, Heather was being vulnerable at the table, and like, it really hurt my feelings. I felt like we were friends, and now you guys are friends and leaving me out of stuff. And Tamara's like,
yeah, see? It's proof that she's an asshole. She's intimidated. Remember in Montana when she said highs and lows?
I was like, Jesus. Like, beat the woman over her head with her own vulnerability. I'm so mad.
I know.
I cannot stress enough how pissed I am that I'm on Heather's side. It's
I know. I can't
infuriating.
believe these words coming out of your mouth. And so then Shannon's like, well, I want Tamra to be friends with whoever she wants to be friends with. It's not a competition, and maybe Heather thinks it is. And it's just so funny that they're like, yeah, it's like, I don't care who anyone's friends with. And then the rest of the episode is Tamra being like, now look, Heather's talking to Emily, and they're having a good time. I don't like that.
So
You do not trust me now. You do not want to be my enemy.
well, what are you gonna do? You're already doing it, you know.
Yeah.
So, and we see what we see what you do to your friends, which is Jen, the one you brought on. I mean, you fucking monster. It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
Hey listeners, you need to know that Wondery's shocking true crime podcast, Over My Dead Body, is back for a 4th season, Gone Hunting. This newest season covers the story of Mike Williams. It was Mike's 6th wedding anniversary when he set off on a hunting trip into the gator-infested swamps of North Florida. He figured he'd be back in time to take his wife Denise out to celebrate, but he never came back. Friends and loved ones feared he met his fate through bad luck and a group of hungry alligators, leaving his young family behind. Except that's not what happened at all. And after 17 years, a kidnapping, and the uncovering of a secret love triangle, the truth would finally be revealed. Enjoy Over My Dead Body, Gone Hunting on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of Over My Dead Body early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Get started with your free trial at Wondery.com/plus. I want you to picture Steve Jobs tinkering with a computer in his garage, Walt Disney drawing cartoons for his high school newspaper. Every big moment starts with a big dream, but what happens when that dream turns out to be an even bigger failure? Each week on Wondery's new podcast, The Big Flop, host Misha Brown is joined by different comedians to chronicle some of the biggest failures and blunders in pop culture history. Each episode will have you thinking, why in the world did this get made? From box office flops like Cats the movie, to Action Park, New Jersey's infamous theme park that had countless injuries, many lawsuits, and rides so wild it became known as Class Action Park. Or Quibi, that short-form video platform with an even shorter lifespan. It's a story of a spectacular failure with lots of surprises along the way. Enjoy The Big Flop on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to The Big Flop early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Get started with your free trial at Wondery.com/plus.
So then we cut to Terry, who's just being so Terry I can. He's like, so Eddie, wow, you look amazing. What's your body fat percentage?
I know.
Wow.
And then Shannon is like crying now. She's like,
Tamra, I will not let Heather Dupro get in the middle of our friendship.
I was like, what? And they're just hugging and crying as if like Heather is like Jason Voorhees right now.
We're going to get through this night together, Tamra. We are going to survive. Our friendship will last.
So now we go to Crazy Taylor. Okay, so Taylor's shitface. We all know, anyone who's watched Beverly Hills knows what you're getting with Taylor, right? And Taylor's flown pretty under the radar this year because she stayed somewhat sober. But here comes Taylor. Here she comes. I think someone was like, hi, you have to do something because the season's ending and you've done jack shit. So here comes Taylor. She's like, what Heather did to me and her, she and I in Mexico is so uncool. She left us. She left us in a room. She left Taylor.
She used us because she had nobody else. And like all her friends had tapped out all at the same time. And that sucks, you know? And I like that she's telling this to Gina, who is one of the people who tapped out. And Taylor's like,
yeah, she didn't speak to you for 3 months until she needed you. Don't forget that, okay? She left us for soup. For soup. It probably wasn't even good soup, okay? We're not better than a cup of chicken soup from a packet. Just think about that.
So we see 1 week earlier in Mexico, and Heather's like, I was excited about going to a club with you girls, but I honestly just don't feel welcome. I don't feel welcome at the club, little feet. Okay, I don't feel welcome. And Taylor's like, well, you'd be welcome from us, though. Just, Thank you so much. Just like throws $1 at her forehead. So then we cut back and Gina's like,
Yeah, but sometimes people need someone, and I don't think you should feel bad because you were there when she needed you.
and Taylor, of course, Gina not
That's
getting
what
the
Gina's-
point at all. Gina like never gets the fucking point.
And Gina's
So
now
Taylor-
acting like she's a good friend. somehow.
Right. So Taylor's like, yeah, my being dismissive and, above the freight, that is bullshit to me. Cause listen, I've got a news flash for her, for Heather Dubrow. My friends is wealthy and they can trump any house that Heather Dubrow has ever lived in. My friends are in Beverly Hills.
This is just this is great. Also, a memo to anyone: if you ever find yourself saying "I got a news flash for anyone," you're wasted because no one says that normally. If you ever are like, "Well, I got a news flash for you," guess what? You're wasted. Check your keys at the door. So then Gina's like, "Oh my God, Taylor is like code red wasties." And now Taylor's like playing with Jen's costume, and she's like, "Ha!" And she's like, and then she's just going around the party. She's like,
Let me tell you, Heather left you, and I was sitting there all night. She heard us. She heard us. We were sitting there, and like she said, "I'm gonna get chicken soup. Chicken soup. I'll be right." She said, "I'll be right back." And we were sitting there.
I want to mess with me. I have rich friends, and guess what? I will fucking come.
It was about chicken soup. It wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big deal. She fucking hurt me, and I was. She called me cute. It was a movie. There was a movie. The IMDb's. Mm-hmm.
So they're like, wow, she's really wasted. Okay. So then she pulls someone, Jen's like, you know what? I want to deal with this with Heather because Taylor is on a different planet. So as grateful as I am to Taylor for being able to, be vulnerable and share her feelings, it's terrifying. So I'm going to go ahead and pull Heather over. So she does, but Taylor sees and she comes sliding up. And so Heather goes, okay, what's up? Just go ahead and spit it out. Do you want to just hang me by my hula hoop? While we're standing right here, go for it. Go ahead.
And Taylor, who's been so angry and spitting venom all around this party, now is like being all like she's doing this really fake angry smile. She's like,
"Well, we sat with you, and we wanted to go out salsa dancing, and we stayed home to listen and be supportive of you, and so we did that. And then you said you wanted to get your chicken soup, and then you never came back. And the thing is, my stepdaughter was waiting for us because she lives in Tulum." Her name is Glooby. Okay, there's no stepdaughter. I just thought I'd add some sizzle to the story, but you get the point.
She's doing that big, huge smile where she's like, yeah, because my stepdaughter's here and you left. And Heather's like, okay, well, I'm really sorry, but what happened was I went up to my hotel room and I slurped the soup, and then before you know it, I passed out. And they actually have footage of that. The cameras were in the room. Yeah, the cameraman is just watching her passing out. So then Taylor goes,
well, then why didn't you text us and tell us you passed out?
She goes, I didn't know you were waiting for me. Why didn't you just come knock on my door? She goes,
Anna Klumsky was waiting for us at the club, okay? She's in Tulum, and I was like, hey, you're from my girl. Why aren't you just waiting for us? I can't hang out for soup friends. You see what you did?
Stupid Taylor. And she's like, I don't need to chase my friends. My friends aren't going to show up. They're from Beverly Hills. And Heather's like, okay, you know what? She does her grossed out face and flashes her hand at her. And she's like, okay, I'm very, very sorry.
she's like,
clean up aisle 4. Clean up aisle 4.
You fell asleep. Oh, well, when you lay down, maybe you should have thought that maybe I should text my friends. You can't text in your sleep or something.
And Heather's like, okay, whatever. And Jen's like, okay, let's go talk. And I was like, what is wrong with her?
God. So then Jen is now trying it. She's like, listen, I just feel like you have no interest in me, and I've expressed that to the other girls. So if that is shitty on my part, I just wanted to tell you I'm sorry before you've heard anything or even care about it. And it goes, well, that is shitty on your part. And I want to tell you something, Donna. You are a great member of this group, and I'm very glad that Tamra brought you in. I'm in a yoga doing a yoga practicing in a parking lot. That's impressive. And even though Tamra's a piece of shit to you, and I have no idea why you even speak to that monster, and I don't understand why you put up with it, I'm not putting up with it anymore. That is all I have to say to you, Leslie. So.
Well, I'm just trying to figure it out. The name's Jen. And I don't know. I mean, this is while stepping into your friends has been really hard. No, well, guess what? It shouldn't be this hard. And I really enjoy the little time we've had together. And by the way, when you're dusting the shelves, don't forget the top of the bookcases, okay? You're doing great. Okay, I'm not actually a maid. That's great. Okay. Anyway, you get paid on Fridays, and we'll see you at the house. Bye.
So Tamra is seeing this, and she's like,
Oh, bullshit. She's talking to Jen and Taylor? She would never give them the time of day. This is bullshit. You tried...
sorry, that was
Tamra
mine,
is
though.
giving the energy. She is giving Dr. Claw energy from Inspector Gadget. She is like watching on her screen, and she's like watching her grand plans get foiled by Heather. And she's like, I've had enough. Launch the missiles or whatever. She's like pushing buttons to try to like counterattack. Like she's
really
so
is.
cartoon villain right now.
I mean, you tried ruining Jen's life, and you ruined Heather and Taylor's friendship immediately, and she sees all this going on. It's like,
No, get them to talk.
so, and she's also saying this surrounded by all of her lackeys under a tent. Emily's like
Yes.
hugging on her, and she's just got like all of the people that she's brainwashed over there. Morons.
So Heather's like, Wanda, I'm sorry I fell asleep. She goes, that's all I needed to hear. I mean, I'd love you to know my name, but like I just needed to hear an apology about falling
Thank you.
asleep. That's all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Heather. Thank you so much right now for opening up to me and talking. Okay, I'm done with you.
So she's like,
Honestly, I do blame Tamara's behavior on this because, I mean, it's all about my past. It's all about my boyfriend's shenanigans. I mean, I wouldn't have an interest in me either, And I just can't wait for everybody to get to know me outside of the drama with my boyfriend. That would be great. I mean, I can make taco salad, I can make tacos, and I can make spaghetti casserole. I'm just a well of information.
And then it just cuts to Chandler saying, my friends who have $5 billion are not pretentious.
and then they just show her face where she's like trying to hold her head up. She's like,
And every now and then they cut to her where she's like looking wasted, and then all of a sudden she just sort of smiles and she's like, hey. And then she goes back to looking wasted. It's great.
So now it's more fun and game time. People are unicycling, and they're joking about Gina's boots. And, then Emily is laughing with Heather about the boots. And so they start laughing a little together. So Emily goes, look at me, Heather, look at me. I love you, Heather. And she goes, well, it doesn't really feel that way. She goes, all right, let's come over here and talk. And then meanwhile, of course, Tamra and Shannon are eating and watching. And Tamara's like,
Oh, really? Oh, Emily's going to talk to Heather? Oh, she's not happy with her. Watch this. She's going to tell off Heather. Watch it.
And this is great because while Emily and Heather have this whole scene, Tamara's watching and reading the wrong things into it. She thinks the entire time they're having a huge fight, but they're actually like resolving things very calmly. So Emily is like, Tamara said that you said that we're all fucking losers. Oh my God. Okay, why are you believing that when you know me? Well, but you said that you said it. I wasn't talking about you and Gina. You are my friends. I'm talking about Noella. Why do you keep making me invoke Noella on this show?
Oh, she's so pissed off. Look at her go. Look at her go. Look at her yelling at Emily like that. Wow, she's going to rip out her heart.
You're talking about a girl who maligns your career all the time, who says, oh, she's a party planner. She's not a lawyer, and it's not nice. And Emma's like, oh, when was this?
wait a minute.
Oh, in Montana. And by the way, I am so surprised that this did not turn into, if you were a friend, you would have told me right away. Because 2 months earlier, we see Tamra in the car in Montana saying, so Emily reached out to me and she said she's a party planner. She's not a practicing attorney. She clearly hasn't had a trial in how many years? The 1900s.
So then we cut back, and Emily's like, well, I'm still an attorney, okay? And Heather's like, well, it is very demeaning, and I don't like that. And so Tamara's watching this, and she's starting to get pissed off, right? And Taylor's watching, too, like she's going to fight with someone, but Shannon's just turned away eating. She's like,
Oh, well, I cannot. I just wish I had something lower fat. I would love a burrata right now.
so Taylor's like,
Look at her. She thinks she's better than us. She thinks
She's
she
doing-
is better than us. What? She's going to fall asleep right in the middle of this conversation and not come back to it.
Taylor's doing all the drunk greatest hits, you know? She thinks she's better than us. Well, I got a news flash for you. Hey, the double hey, classic drunk thing, you know? Hey.
So then
Hey.
Ryan and Jen, we cut to them, and Ryan's like, hey, I think everyone got the memo because you're the lion and I'm the lion tamer. Same as Gina and their man. Both the poor couples. Was there a sale on the Amazon? Was this like the front page of the Amazon shopping or what? Because both poor couples are in the same exact costume.
So Emily is like, Heather, my intent is never to hurt your feelings. I know I could be rough around the edges, and I've always been like that, but now that, you know, you've kind of proven me wrong in this, I'm just going to fight back with a little childhood trauma. So my sisters and I have been taking digs at each other our entire lives, and I feel like that's what we did to get through a lot of what we did through, and that's why it hurt when you called me a loser, because I have loser trauma, because my sister called me a loser when my mom wouldn't pick me up from school, and can you imagine all the things I have overcome? I'm from Ohio.
Oh my God. So Emily's like, oh, there's just something so deep that I've carried. I've got so much hurt. And when I go to the state where I feel like someone's attacking me in the same physical reaction that I get. Okay, you're 50 or whatever. You're in your 40s. Stop it. Stop. You cannot blame you and your sister making fun of each other for being a total asshole to somebody over and over again, and being an asshole and ganging up with other people. That's like literally no excuse. And if you want to get in the trauma line, please get behind the New York ladies, okay? Because like literally every single one of them is beating you. I don't want to hear about this anymore. I'm done. Your trauma's dead to me. Get a new one.
Emily, my intention is always good. I love you. I love your family. You know, Claudette and Peter and whatever that pet turtle is you have, Whisker or something. I was closest with you. I was going to let you walk through my front door. Like, literally, like not take the servant door. And I felt left high and dry in my private plane. Literally high. And I don't understand why. But let's just fix it. Let's just fix it all now.
No. So Gina comes over and she's like,
Oh my God, is everybody getting out the wine? That's all I want.
and Heather's like, yeah, we're good. We're good now. So Tamron Hall sees this.
Tamron
She's like,
Hall.
wait a minute. We just upped the game of this show. So Tamara sees this and she's like,
Shannon, I'm fucking fuming right now.
and she's like,
Heather is trying to rally the troops. She's talking to each girl aside one by one to talk shit about me. What are you doing, Heather? What are you doing?
she's defending herself because each one of them has problems that you started and they're coming to her. You see them coming up to her and pulling her aside.
Yeah, and I wrote down a note, and I don't even know why. I wrote Taylor's face, and I put 2 exclamation points. So somewhere in here,
Because
Taylor
they
did a
just
crazy
keep cutting
face.
to Taylor, and Taylor's like,
She's like, oh. So Emily,
there's always
so now
a part of Taylor when she's that drunk that the bottom part of her face is trying to hang on to the upper part of her face. You know what I mean? It's like something's about to fall over, and she's like, "Don't fall."
Listen, I did a pizza making class last night, and part of the process was
You
putting
live
the
like
dough.
a real housewife, by the way. You're like, I'm gonna go to pajama sewing class for 4 weeks. I went to a pizza making class.
It was like a food blogging event kind of thing. So it wasn't
That's
like I
so
volunteered,
fun.
but it was, so I went. And so part of the process is like you have to take the dough and you put it on your left hand, and then like half of it's sitting on your left hand, and the right side starts drooping off your right hand intentionally. And that's kind of like that's Taylor's face. So
I really
he
need
said-
to ask more questions in our texts, because last night you said something when we were texting that you were like, what'd you say? I'm at a pizza party?
I saw a pizza event.
A pizza event. And I was like, oh my God, I'm jealous. I thought you meant I don't know. I just thought you were being dramatic, like you were at a pizza place. You're like, I'm at a pizza event. I don't know what I thought it was. But of course, you were at an actual pizza event.
Ronnie, you know me. You know my intentions are good. You should know that when I say I'm at a pizza event, I am not calling you a loser.
I just fucking love that you were at a pizza event. I'm moving back. I've had it.
It was, by the way, I actually feel like I learned a lot, and I will teach you what I've learned because it like actually changed the game for me on making pizza. I'm like, this is how you deal with pizza dough. I never knew. I've been doing it wrong all these years. So
love it. Yeah, I've never made a good pizza dough. So I would love to learn. I will take you up on that. Thanks.
My pizza came out strange shaped though. I was very sad. I was like the only one.
It's not the shape, it's the chew. As long as you've got the crust.
No, the crust was wonderful, but like literally everyone's pizza came out perfect, like a perfect circle, and mine was shaped like a lima bean. And I was like, okay, yeah.
You don't like a lima bean shape. You don't like it in pools or pizza. I know that much about you.
It's one of my least favorite shapes.
Yeah, it really is.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So Gina is now taking pictures with Heather and Emily. They're all like taking a pic at the little photo booth thing. And Tamra sees it and she gets so pissed. And she like goes over there and she goes,
Oh, you guys are taking pics with her? Wow, that's a lot different than what you were just telling me about it. Hey, bitch.
So now Heather walks away. This is great because now Heather, she's sort of like she's moved the needle. She got some people back on her side, so now she's like a little bit more confident. And now she knows she doesn't have to be on defense anymore. She can go back into like dismissive mode. So she sees Tamra, she's like, she just walks away. Which Tamra's like, that's Tamra's trigger when people like dismiss her like that.
But again, it was also a huge mistake on Heather's part. Like, I think she's doing a decent job of going around turning people, but she has to stay there to really drive the stake into the witch's heart. She can't just walk away and then hand Tamra back control, especially over these two dodo birds. They believe the last thing that they heard. You know?
Yes,
Gina and Emily
that's what I was going to say too.
They only hear the very last thing they heard. So of course Tamra comes right up and she walks away, like you said. And Tamra's like,
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, because Emily just told Tamra, did you say that I'm not really an attorney? I'm just some party planner. So Tamra's like,
How did I say that?
so now she like storms over, which is funny. She is like a little Chucky doll going across the party. She goes up to Heather, who's at the bar with Terry, and she goes, Are you fucking kidding me? And Heather's like, Ugh, I don't want to do this with you. She's like, Why aren't you? Because the truth's the truth. Is that why? Because the truth's the truth. She's like, No, Tamra, you have your version of the truth, and I'm not interested, honestly. And this is what Heather does best. She's best when she's not even bothering with whatever the argument is. She's just saying, I really don't care about your argument because I'm too rich to deal with you right now.
Yeah. So Terry slinks off and goes to Gina, and he's like, "Oh my god!" And Gina's like,
Oh my God, Terry's like my poor wife.
and Tamara's like, "You don't like the truth." And Heather goes, "There you go, spinning it around."
What am I spinning? What am I spinning?
Oh, you've been doing this for months, Tamra. And then we get Taylor and Jen wackily going to the public parks bathroom together, wasted, and trying to pee.
It is definitely the public. Like, I was like, what Valvoline are they filming this show at? So
I like that Orange County doesn't even care anymore. They're like, okay, we're going to have a full shit scene where someone poops on camera, and then we're going to do another pee scene in the same episode. Welcome back, Orange County.
Yeah, you know what about me, honey? Okay, we're going to do some sister love right now. All right. So then Terry is like, hey, Gina and Emily, can you just help my wife? Please, just help her. So then
Emily's like, I did. I gave her a finale. Watch her go. You're welcome.
So Heather's looking at Tamra and she's like, nothing you say means anything. And then they're like, yeah, I think that Heather can handle herself. I think it's okay.
And Heather goes, I heard your podcast where you were saying we're all losers. And Tamra goes, I was mocking you. Oh, okay. And Heather's like, you are. She starts doing that finger in Tamra's face. Tamra starts circling her finger back in her face and cackling. And Heather goes, you are laboring under the misconception that I give a shit. And you are wrong. Tamra's like,
I don't give a shit about you either, you stupid bitch.
Good, then let's move on. Goodbye. God, bitch. So then everyone in the bathroom still trying to pee. And then Emily goes up to Tamra and she's like, did you say shitty things about us? No. And then they play the podcast. They show the podcast again. But this time, this is the little twist, which may or may not be significant. But they play the audio again where Teddy's like, you called them losers. But then this time we hear Tamra say, yeah, but it's actually an inside joke that only me and Shannon know about, which gives a little credence to the fact that they're potentially joking about that Heather called someone losers. But even if that is true, I still believe that Heather called Noella a loser and that Tamra heard it and then has now bastardized it into this new thing that she's called Gina and Emily losers. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I can see where you're coming from. I didn't think it said that at all. I mean, I took it as her saying it's actually an inside joke that only Shannon and I know about. But I thought that just meant Tamara's like, these fucking losers. I mean, I don't know.
You know what? I overhyped it as a twist, and I apologize to everyone who was waiting for the twist, and because that was my twist. I'm sorry.
God damn it, Ben.
Sorry.
You really shamalama ding donged that one up.
I know. I thought it was gonna be big. I thought it was gonna be more twisty. It wasn't.
Come on, Ben. So Tamara's like, so let me see where we are. Oh yeah, so the clip of the podcast, and Tamara's like,
Well, I already told her I said that.
oh no, I'm sorry. Tamara's like,
Why do you think I would say that, Emily? Why? Why do you think I would say that? Just because you're a fake lawyer and a party planner and I've been calling you a loser for 5 years?
I'm like, literally,
yeah.
Of course, why would you say that? You've been calling Emily a loser for years, Tamara. It was not the first fucking time.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. And so now Gina all of a sudden wants to do a group photo together. So they do a group photo, which is very awkward. And then the season-ending music begins. That little guitar. And so now we start getting the updates on everyone. Yeah, I think I like it so much because it's like haunting. It's like not a happy song. It's not, sort of like sad. Sort of like that.
It came back into my head. Don't you sort of like that to me? That is the song.
There's some elements of it.
That's it. Awesome. Thank you, Brainworm. It's back. You're back, Worm.
Yeah. Either way, it's great.
All right.
So,
I forgive you for your terrible twist. Spoiler. You've brought that beautiful song back into my head.
Yeah. So Jen is basically saying how she's lived her life pleasing everyone, and now she wants to have more of a voice. So this is Jen's wrap up. It says, Jen won a baccarat bet and was able to pay her divorce attorney retainer, and she's now taking on her biggest gamble, deciding when to move on with Ryan. Wait, what?
Okay, Jen. You got money from Ryan
What?
to pay for your divorce. You got money from the new guy to pay the old guy for the come on. You won a baccarat bet? Come on.
$5,000. You're like, oh, okay. Well, please. There's a lot riding on this bet. Because if I lose, I'm stuck with my husband. But if I win, I can finally move on to a fuckboy.
There's no shame in getting $5,000 to divorce your husband from somebody else. Don't lie, okay? Don't be a Tamra.
And then we have Shannon, who's like,
When I first met John, he said to me, "You're my future." But I still don't know that we can jump over some of the small hurdles that we have. I mean, but they're small. They're small hurdles. I mean, anyone can jump over those hurdles, right? I mean, surely one can get over wearing a hat and enjoying some corn from time to time, right? I will never forget John saying to me, "You are my future," and then looking down and realize he was talking to a plate of chicken cacciatore. But still. Well, I remember when John said, "You're my future," but then he said, "You're my near future," as in, you're my 2023, and right now it's 2020, and guess what? Future's turning into the past. So, yeah, great times for us.
So, Gina and Travis. Gina's like, "Oh my God, when we get married, I want our wedding to be like this, in a park." And Travis is like, "Will I have to wear a lion suit?" "No, but it will also be the cheapest thing that we find on Amazon for that theme." So get used to the
Gina and Travis are official. By the way, I should mention that the Shannon wrap-up thing did not mention anything about the DUI. I was wondering if they were going to put that in at the end of the season. But then Gina and Travis are officially licensed real estate agents, and as co-workers, they're pre-approved to flirt on a daily basis. And they also expanded their family by a dog named Meatball.
Frozen meatball. So then Emily is talking to Shannon, and she's like, to Shane. And she's like, thanks for being my husband. And he's like, yeah, hard to take you seriously as popcorn. Well, you want to put some butter on me? He's like, I don't like butter. You are butter. Do you not get anything, Shane? Fucking A, man.
Wow. Just to make Shane just more bland, he doesn't like butter. So,
Can
Emily,
we get key lime pie on the way home?
So Annabelle's modeling career has taken off, and Emily hopes she's a child star so Emily can retire from the job that she's mad that people don't realize that she has. And she's also celebrating Heather's birthday in Los Angeles. She celebrated Heather's birthday in Los Angeles. The salads were free of sand, and the water's under the bridge.
Oh, so Heather's like, I had to figure out who wanted to be friends with me, who I wanted to be friends with, and why there are so many people named Alfredo around me. Tamra and I, we've had bumps, but not like this, and I just don't understand her motivation. I mean, go ahead, Tamra, be top dog. I don't need it.
I have top penthouse. So Heather and Terry are looking for their next OC dream house with the help of a new agent. Not Gina. Definitely not Gina. Their newly licensed son, Nikki, who is being mentored by Josh Altman. And the HG network now has content, as does Heather's 2020's IMDb page.
I mean, of course, Heather's like, Josh Altman, want to come on TV for some free publicity on Orange County in return for mentoring my son? Poor Gina. I feel bad for
Could you imagine Gina. if she had given that listing to Gina like that? That would have been a disaster.
This is what we call
an air conditioner.
Yeah.
Gina has set herself up for a trajectory as a realtor on House Hunters. Let's be honest. That's her path.
She should be so lucky. So Tamra is talking about how she's very bothered at the end of this. And then he's like, it's okay, babe. With his frowning face. She's like, it's okay, babe. And then we see Tamra's ending.
Tamra has gotten closer with Jen, Emily, and Shannon. And while her ducks are in a row with her friends, she thinks Heather can go fuck one.
Go fuck a duck. Go fuck a duck. Go.
And it ends with Emily going, this was the biggest shit show of all. And that brings us to the end of Real Housewives of Orange County.
Great season. I'm actually really looking forward to this reunion because I feel like there was so much bullshit that was spewed that I'm really excited for people to have to face the words that they said and their hypocrisy. I don't know if it'll actually happen, but I'm really optimistic. Like I really want Tamra, like all her bullshit to be exposed. That's all I want. That's all.
It won't matter. She's just gonna keep coming. Yes, Tamra. She'll just keep coming over and over with a bunch of fake crap. She doesn't care. But we did get an email that it is a 2-part reunion. So I'd like to congratulate the both of us on that one. Bye.
We got an email about that. That is so nice of that person to email us that. So
I don't mean congrats on the email. I mean congrats that it's only 2 parts and not 3.
I thought you said that this. I thought you said that this episode that we just recorded was we got an email that we just recorded a 2-part episode.
No, the reunion.
That's so nice.
No, sorry, I'm saying that the reunion is going to be only 2 parts.
Oh, that's good. It's so funny because I was like, this isn't actually a season where I would think that they could actually get 3 solid parts out of it, but I'm always happy for 2.
Oh,
sorry.
My God, this didn't record on the video.
Oh no!
Oh no! It says go live. Oh,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Everybody who's wondering where the hell this video is, I'm so sorry. I didn't press record. It's my turn. Oh,
if
God.
you ever don't press record again, this will cost you a lot.
On the season finale.
Wait a second. Are you saying that I never hit record? Because I'm a lawyer. Is she really saying that?
What an absolute idiot. Well, everybody, thank you so much for being here.
Did you just call us idiots? Oh my God, he just called us idiots. I can't believe you call us idiots.
Thank you for being here, everybody.
Listen.
I can tell. Let's finish it. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We'll talk to you next time. We love you guys.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors.
Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Stroll in the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas.
She's never scary. It's the Green Fairy.
Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know Your Worth with Jason Kurth.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg. Ruru LaRue.
The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo.
We love him madly. It's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters. Nancy Cease and Desisto.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony.
Let's take off with Tamla Plain. She's quite the catch. It's Victoria Cotchett.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com.